Hey everybody, and welcome to another $100 SuperSize sales video. Before I get started, I wanted to give you a personal update in case you missed it on the podcast. I have the link to that podcast below. This is the condensed version of the story and upcoming plans. So, I have found my person. I have reconnected with my teenage love. We were each other's first love back in the 80s, and we have spent the past few months catching up. We've been apart for 42 years. So here we are today. And here we are back in the day, two young gymnasts. Look how cute we were. That is how we met at the same gym. So I will be moving to his very large farm/homestead in the Midwest very soon. Here are a couple of sunsets as seen from the farmhouse. Y'all know what a fool I am for nature and beautiful scenery. He has cattle as well and is known in his community as the cattle whisperer. They kind of just do whatever he tells them. Here is a video clip of that. So he is proficient in animal husbandry, and we both love animals, so that part is a really good fit. I'm in the process of downsizing my eBay inventory, so there is less to move. You can check out my eBay store. The link is below the video. And see the deals I have going on, bid on auctions, or send offers. I will rebuild. I just don't want to have to move all this stuff, or I should say, move as little of it as possible. My eBay work will continue. Selling, doing YouTube, podcasts, my online school, everything. And I'm looking forward to finding different kinds of items in a different part of the country, visiting thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales, church sales, farm sales. So it will all be a new adventure. I'm really excited about living the homestead life. I lived on a farm in Tennessee in the late 90s for 6 years, but this will be completely different. This is a modern homestead, not off the grid or anything. Very comfortable and updated. I will be documenting our homestead life on YouTube. I'm not going to start a new channel, just a dedicated playlist on this channel so you could follow along or not. I just want to show that I'm a real person. Sometimes life changes, and I like to embrace that and see it as a new adventure. And maybe this will help some of you all who are considering this type of lifestyle. And I'm also interested in seeing how combining eBay with homestead life will evolve. So, with all that being said, let's get into the supersize sales. Okay, we're going to start off with Julie Gambino. Picked up at the Goodwill outlet bin, so cost pennies. I flung that ornament around in the bag, not thinking that it would be worth much. Took a couple of weeks, sold for best offer of $100. I really need to research better before not worrying if it breaks. This is a Waterford Times Square Masterpiece Ball 2018 Christmas ornament. And I wanted to include this because it's sold in January. So yes, Christmas sells all year. If you have it listed, don't take down your Christmas item listings. Leave them there because they will sell all year. Okay, Lisa Corcoran. A small backstory. I am a volunteer for Distributed Proofreaders. As a literature word nerd, I find it a great opportunity to help prepare public domain works for ultimate upload to Project Gutenberg. One of our most active members passed away, and his family donated his vast book collection to our organization. I am helping to sell off the more valuable items on Amazon and eBay, with the proceeds going to DP, which is part of eBay's Giving Works program. So was excited that this beautiful vintage book just sold for $100. Some of these botanical, zoological books with gorgeous color plates can do quite well. So the book is The Butterfly Book by W.J. Holland, 1931, and it sold for $100 with the proceeds going to Lisa's favorite charity. How nice. Jane Brown, free from an estate cleanout, accepted offer of $100 after 10 months. Double D Ranch brown leather pillow with fringe. Free, sold for $100. Here's another great story from Julie Brown. This is one of my most favorite type of reselling stories. I went to a church rummage sale, so many plush were donated that they had a free pile of plush by the exit. I picked up a few on my way out. This one still had a thrift store tag attached. It was Sanrio and unique. I put it away for a while as I listed the other things that I bought at the sale. When I got around to it and looked it up, wow, was I surprised. I listed it high and it sold on 20% off sale in 3.5 months for $103.99. It sat by my desk and made me happy every day, and now I am smiling all the way to the bank. The item is 2004 Sanrio Chi Chai Mochan Soft Plush Pink Monkey Banana. So, a little plushy guy. And this was free, and it sold for just under $104. Okay, the Resale Rebel, aka Maggie, picked up this set for $15 at an estate sale and sold for $105 in about 4 months. I thought they were funny and cute, glad someone else thought so too. The item is Taste Seller for Sigma Nonsense Villa Vanilla Palm set of 6. So it's 6 plates, $15, and it's sold for $105. Okay, Diana Warren. These sold on Christmas Day. Purchased, listed about a year ago, but sold this year for full price of $114.44, paid $4 for the lot. And yes, this is definitely a BOLO. Hallmark Frosty Friends. 4 ornaments, $4, sold for $114.44. So lots of 4s going on in this one. Carol Hollis paid $4 at a thrift, sat in that death pile for a while. The comps were a little confusing, and that is always discouraging for me, but I'm determined to lower these piles. I just put the info I had and went with a high price and best offer. Took best offer of $125 after maybe 2 weeks. This is a Wilson leather baseball glove right hand. Sold for $125, cost her $4. Colleen Olson. I was surprised to find this Danbury mint train at Goodwill for only $6. Sold in a week for full asking price. I thought I might have to sit on it for a while, but yes, Christmas sells all year long. This is Danbury Mint 6-piece Bichon Frise red and green Christmas Santa Express train. So it's got some cute dogs on it, a specific breed. $6, sold for $134.99 after Christmas. Okay, Myra Como Picked these up at an estate sale on November 18th for $30. Just sold them for best offer of $149 after Christmas. It was very hard to let them go for sentimental reasons. My mom and I used to make these together years ago. The item is vintage pushpin beaded handmade Christmas ornaments. And Myra, not coincidentally, this item is in the 2024 BOLO book. These are actually called cracker box ornaments. Now, there's a lot of copies, but here's the backstory on the cracker box ornament kits. In 1970, the cracker box began in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, as a craft store offering a variety of items. By 1975, their ornament kits were available via mail order in national magazines such as Southern Living and Good Housekeeping, among others. The ornaments are Victorian inspired, satin covered, jeweled, and opulent. Ornament kits are still made today, however, the vintage retired kits and assembled ornaments are quite valuable. And that does look like what you have here, especially this white and pink one here, this red one over here. They have that sort of teardrop shape. So I'm wondering if that's what you have here, the cracker box ornaments that were made from kits. And maybe you just didn't know these had a name, so there's that information. Okay, Monica Jackson paid $5 a piece for 3 new old stock Levi's at a yard sale. This Saddleman pair sold for $175 in less than an hour or so yesterday. Another pair sold late last year for $175 in 1 week. The final pair is listed. It was one of the last yard sale stops for the day and year this fall. I nearly passed it up. They are a little musty, but they had been in storage since 1976. So this is new old stock Levi's 517 red tab Saddleman boot jeans. $5 sold for $175. Moving on to Sue Ann Akers. Paid $8 last December 2022 at Goodwill. Had it listed for $199 for a year. Lots of watchers, but no buyer. I wore it to an ugly Christmas sweater party this year, and then I got an offer of $150 after Christmas. I accepted the offer. Vintage, just fabulous. Christmas bomber jacket, large silk, sequined all over. $8, sold for $150. Took a year, but Sue Ann had patience, and that's what eBay takes sometimes, patience. Jenny Payan paid $5 at a local thrift, sold within a month for best offer of $185. Elna sewing machine stitch pattern discs, 63 pieces, so some sewing machine accessories. $5, sold for $185. Jennifer Elliott paid $14.99 at Goodwill. Took about 8 months to sell for full asking price of $185 plus shipping. It's vintage and unopened, which made it an extra fun find. Vintage 1998 genuine inflatable Godzilla 6 foot tall. So $15 at Goodwill, sold for $185. Tiffany Takao has some Glassy Baby. This sold over the weekend. Glassy Baby votive holder, Seattle area company. Got for $15 2 months ago at a thrift store. Sold for $200 after listing high. So yes, these come from the Pacific Northwest area. So you may see more of them in your area if you are in that part of the country. I've never seen one here in the South. So doesn't mean they're not out there. I just think more of them are going to be near where they were produced. But I could be wrong. Okay, Eileen Cole paid $15 at an estate sale for this Studio Anne Carlton Revolutionary War Chess set, listed for $249, accepted best offer of $205 plus shipping. So investment was $15, sold for $205. Allie Curtis, sold for full asking price plus shipping. Purchased for $105 on Whatnot. Took about 4 months to sell. Total profit was $76 after fees. Love selling this brand. It's called Vivo Barefoot Botanical Green Tracker Leather Boots. $105, sold for $214.90. Okay, Robin Parsons, 1950s cigarette case made in France. Super fancy, used Google Lens to research, found interesting information. Just love old things. Had listed for about a year, took best offer of $220. It amazes me how smoking was such a high class accessory back in the 50s and 60s. Rare French Tremblay Brevet Super Slender Automatic Cigarette Case 1950s. Sold for $220. And I will agree with you on the perception of smoking back in the day. My grandmother, who was born in 1908, started smoking in her 20s, so 1928-ish, and all through her life, she used those long black cigarette holders that were popular back in the day, and it just made it look so elegant and beautiful. It's, you know, so times have changed on that. Okay, we've got Maggie again. Picked up this poodle figure at an estate sale without knowing much about the maker. Had it listed for about 2 weeks, accepted best offer of $175. Vintage rare quiche, not sure how to pronounce that. Signed ceramic porcelain poodle dog. So she paid $30, sold for $175. Okay, Sarah Eakes, fur coat purchased for $25 at Salvation Army. Had it on a 1-week auction and only received one bid, but I was still thrilled with the sale. Received a message on eBay within minutes of listing from another eBay seller who offered some friendly advice for a keyword to add to the title. I checked their store and they sell exclusively vintage furs and a lot of them. So I took their advice and revised the listing. So thankful for all the knowledge other sellers are willing to share. So the item is vintage Charlotte Ford cross mink fur beige cream black chevron fur coat. And I'm wondering what the actual keyword was that the other seller helped you with. So Sarah, if you're watching, could you let us know that? Thank you. Okay, Mike Mushleski found this set of 70s to 80s paperback book series Trixie Belden at a church thrift store in West Allis, Wisconsin. The day I was there, the staff announced that the store was closing permanently and that everything was free. The set was missing 2 issues that I was able to find on eBay for about $13. Listed set for $250, sold in a few days of listing. Didn't say a total of what he paid, but sold it for $250. Sharon Granlund, I found this car in the bottom of a tote I bought of Christmas items at an estate sale. Bought in November but didn't list till January, cost about $2, sold for my opening bid of $250. Hot Wheels 1970 red line short order blister pack light green made in Hong Kong. $2, sold for $250. George Kelly bought this set of flatware at a moving sale for $10, sold at auction for $309. That's George Kelly for you. Dahlia Picasso 42-piece service for 8 stainless flatware. $10, sold for $309. Rachel Hilst, this is one of my biggest sales lately. Yay, Rachel. I paid $3 for this antique creamer pitcher from an estate sale. I did a 7-day auction starting at $99. It sold for $336 plus shipping. Do your research on train and railway memorabilia. It's always hot. So the item is Unita Railways Creamer Pitcher Mesa Pattern Train. $3, sold for $336. Stephen Gittler only took 2 days for the first SuperSize sale of 2024. Bought this set of books for $5 at an estate sale on November 18th. Sold January 2nd for $350. The Poem of the Man God 5-volume set, 1991. So these are some books. $5, sold for $350. And this is why we do eBay. Carrie Kochar sold this last weekend with the best offer of $350. This was my grandmother's china that no one wanted. I've had it in a box in the closet for over 20 years and was going to donate but decided to list. It's been listed for over 6 months. What a bear to pack it, but the buyer sent me a message saying she opened it all and nothing was broken. That is a victory. This is Edelstein Maria Theresia Moss Rose 12 7-piece fine china. So 92 pieces, and it all arrived intact. That is great news. Dawn McMaster inherited this item in a large collection of records, so free to me, sold for $350 within 2 days of listing it. Watchers within minutes of posting. Beatles fans will pay up for items they want. This is the Beatles Collection 13 LP box set. So free and sold for $350. Okay, next up is Ashley Duvall. She said, this was actually a gift to me a few years ago and I outgrew it. Imagine my surprise when I looked up comps. Sold for $358 on a markdown sale after 3 weeks. Patagonia Chinchilla Black Mushroom Forest Snap Pullover Fleece. Free, sold for $358. Charlie Bates paid $8 for this beautiful piece of art at a thrift store. Sold at auction for $400. The item is Amazing Vintage Juan Silva Yarn Art. $8, sold for $400. Zachary McDore. Last week, I stood in the drizzling rain in the dark, pulling 4 boxes worth of old photos and ephemera from the trash pile at work. All of it was from Michigan, half a country away from me, but it was good timing with Michigan playing in the national championship this year. The first lot sold well, and I have bids on a few others so far. So this is a lot of University of Michigan football programs and ephemera. $500. And he pulled it out of the trash. Way to go. Tammy Kennedy. My boyfriend gave me this baseball in 2018. He found it at a yard sale for a couple of dollars. I had it authenticated and it sat for years without a buyer. Every now and then I'd end the listing and sell similar. I did that again a couple of days ago and the next day happily accepted a $500 offer. I shipped it UPS with insurance and a signature required. So this is a Bob Kane Story signed baseball authenticated. She had it priced at $999.99. Took an offer of $500 and it was given to her. Way to go, Tammy. George Kelly, another HO train that I bought at an estate sale. Paid $100, sold at auction for $500. So there you can see vintage HO G Series locomotive and tender painted in Japan. George knows his trains. He sells these a lot. $100, sold for $500. KC, I bought two of these at a yard sale for $250 each. Sold this one for $599.95 in about 2 weeks. Where I live, you don't have to go far to find some Olympian having a crazy yard sale. Spider USST Ski Team Rare Flight Suit. $250. Sold it for just under $600. Okay, we've got Picky Old Fuss Budget. This lamp was left in a condo we purchased to flip, so free to me. I had it on Facebook for $100 with no interest. Decided to go ahead and list it on eBay and noticed for the first time in photographing it was signed. I researched Charlie West and found that his pieces sold for a good price. Sold in about 3 months for a best offer of $628 and received positive feedback. Of course, it had to be shipped across the country from Indiana to California. So it is a Charlie West pottery table lamp. Free, sold for $628. And finally, Colleen Olson. I've started to realize that paying up isn't a bad thing. I bought the printer for $220, sold for best offer of $720. Free shipping in 3 weeks. Made about $300 profit. A bit of a hassle to ship, but worth the money. Good for you, Colleen. Okay, that wraps up another SuperSize sales edition. Thank you to everyone who posts on this thread. Keep going, keep listing, stay positive, and I will see you next time. Happy selling, everybody. Bye.